Lindenwood storms the field as they scored 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter and shocked the Griffons. Missouri Western loses to Lindenwood 27-23 to close out this 2018 season.
We had them in spots, and we just couldn't get off the field, and they were out of timeouts. There's a lot of good situations for us to happen, and they made it. They outplayed us those last two drives.
Missouri Western football falls 27-23 in its season finale at home to Lindenwood. Their regular season ends with a senior day loss and a 6-5 record. Good evening. Welcome into Griffon Sports Spotlight. I'm Brandon Zenner. I'll be joined by Sundance Wicks and Rob Edmondson coming up later in the show. Just like that, it's onward and upward for Griffon football as Matt Williamson already on the road recruiting in California while a possible bowl game still looms. But this Griffon football team accomplished unthinkable things in just Matt's second year. The Griffons beat a top 5 ranked team, came back twice in the fourth quarter for road victories, won 6 games for the first time in program history since 2015. The season didn't end as planned, but it's still all eyes forward for Missouri Western. Let's take a look back at the 2018 Griffon football season.
We're just excited for the opportunity. The environment's going to be crazy, I hear. So, you know, I can't sleep at night, but I'm ready for it.
And his former Griffon, Joshua Caldwell, into the end zone against his former team, Northwest Web, 21-3 at the half, and your final is 28-6. The number 5 Bearcats defend home field and take down the Griffons in the season opener.
I was talking earlier, there's not a lot of moral victories. I think there was tonight for our football program. We're a lot better.
Griffons taking the home field for the first time in 2018. Their opponent, the 5th-ranked Fort Hays State Tigers. We go into halftime tied up at 7-7, beginning of the third. More of the same for the Griffons. Jabbar Miles with his second INT of the game. 3rd Hays turnover in the red zone. Then to start the 4th, the hometown kid delivers the blow. Derek Gray rumbles in for 6. Griffons never trailed. Western beats a ranked opponent for the first time since 2013. Western wins it 23-13.
We're closer. We're still not to where I want to be, but we're closer. And we're competing against top-notch teams.
Western coming off that big win over the number 5 Tigers, looking for an upset over the number 20 UCM. Mules put up 600 yards of offense, and UCM wins it 51-14.
When you come up against a good opponent, it's kind of hard to clash heads, but we try to stay to the game plan and just believe in the process.
And the Griffs are just rolling. This time it's James Bailey, the junior, bursting through the Riverhawk defense for the huge gain. He also got his first touchdown tonight. Touchdowns for everyone. That goes to Kalen Mack, who makes the catch and makes a man miss. Griffs go up 21-0 in the first. They went up 30-9 early on, and then they just roll 66-16. And Dom Marino, he finds the edge and slices up the Washburn defense. It's 14-0. Then Marino, he finds Donnell Hawkins. Western, they rolled tonight at Spratt Stadium.
And now a Shank punt to the near sideline. Can Danvers get to it? He can. Comes near sideline of the 50, 45. High steps through a tackle of the 35, 30. Down to the 25, 20. There goes Brandon Dandridge. He will score. Touchdown, Missouri Western on about a 55-yard punt return. That's the main thing. They're going to get a win, and they're 4-2.
It wasn't clean by any means at all. We've got a lot of work to do, a lot of things to fix, a lot of things to get better at, and it was a win.
Trying to move the winning streak to 4 against Central Oklahoma. Griff trail 17-0 at the half. Then on second and goal, Dom keeps play alive with his legs, races the pylon, dives in for the score. We have got a 3-point game. Comeback falls just short.
Get out to Emporia, Griffons, and Hornets. On to the third quarter, it's Marstall who stays in the pocket, finds Tyler Harris. That's good for 64 yards. Now it's Emporia State. They take a 28-20 lead. Give it to JBJ, third score of the game for the freshman. Very next possession. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He rumbles in for the game-winning score with just a few minutes left. Don Marino even runs over Brandon Zenner on the celebration. Griffin, look at that. I got to look out for our cameraman.
Yeah, we knew this was a big game for us because the last 2 or 3 seasons we went 4-7, so we knew this. We had to break the barrier. Also last week we lost by a point, so we had to respond to adversity.
Pittsburgh State in St. Joe today, taking on Missouri Western. Tamar Griffin opens up the second half with the short touchdown run to get it to 10 points. But Pitt State, they take the ensuing kickoff back for a touchdown. Dom Marino then throws his third pick of the day. 5 turnovers in all for the Griffons, who outgained Pitt State by 130 total yards. But the Gorillas win this one, 34-14.
Tough loss. This one stings me pretty good, to be honest with you.
Missouri Western, a chance to take their first lead in the football game here in the fourth quarter. Spins, stays on his feet to the 4, bounces up to the defender. He's in! Touchdown! James Bailey Jr. Griffons take the lead. The Griffons will win the football game. Missouri Western rallies on the road, and they will defeat Nebraska Kearney 25-17 for their 6th win of 2018.
I think our senior class left it in good shape. I know we came in here and we preached to the younger guys to give their all at all times because you never know what could happen. And I think that's what we did, and that's what they're doing, so we left them in a good shape.
Oh, man, we're leaving in good hands. We didn't do nothing, man. I'm just proud of everyone who bought in. And our mantra was kind of like, the old saying, I hope I say it right, that you plant a tree for the shade you know you won't sit under. So we knew there's bigger things to come.
Horn in motion around the backfield again. Handoff Hawkins running left side. Gets a block to the 15, to the 10. He stirs up by his man to the 5. He's inside the pylon. Touchdown. Down on Hawkins from 21 yards away. That might seal the deal. Rister scrambles to his left side. He will take off and run to the 5, and he will dive to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown Lindenwood to make this a one-score football game. The onside kick going to go to the far side left again. It goes high in the air. Lindenwood's got the onside kick. They have the onside kick at the 50-yard line, and they've got a chance. Here's a handoff to Sutherland. He gets in the end zone. Lindenwood takes the lead here in the fourth quarter with 36 seconds to play as they scored 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter and shocked the Griffons. Missouri Western loses to Lindenwood 27-23 to close out this 2018 season.
Never been on a team where 100% of every single person bought in, so I think that's what made this year so special. Can't wait to see where it goes from here.
I see playoffs next season. I just feel crazy because the amount of growth we had in this 1 year is just sky's the limit. Like Coach Willie says, evens the playing field out, but it just kind of lets everybody know that we're here. We're in this league, we're not going to back down. We don't care what past things have happened. We care about the now, and we're going to keep fighting. And that's the tradition we kind of built in.
We thank Coach Williamson for joining us all season long. Congratulate him and his team on a great regular season. We'll definitely catch up with him very soon. Coming up next, Sundance Wicks joins me to look back on a huge weekend for the men's basketball team. They face a brutal schedule coming up starting this weekend after a 3-1 start to the season. Put on your shades because it's about to get sunny. You're watching Griffon Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KNPN.
The news never stops, and keeping you connected with stories that impact you is what News Press Now is committed to do. Our journalists are passionate about their community and giving the information that you need. The latest on crime in the community, what's happening with our schools, what new businesses are coming to town, who won the big game, and what to do this weekend. Read it now. Watch it now. News Press Now.
Duncan just protected his family with a $500,000 life insurance policy. How much do you think it cost him? $100 a month? $75? $50? Actually, Duncan got his $500,000 for under $28 a month. Less than $1 a day. His secret? SelectQuote. In just minutes, a SelectQuote agent will comparison shop nearly a dozen highly rated life insurance companies and give you a choice of your 5 best rates. Duncan's wife, Cassie, got a $750,000 policy for under $22 a month. Give your family the security it needs at a price you can afford. Since 1985, SelectQuote has saved over 1 million families millions of dollars on life insurance. Call now.
Call 1-800-247-0736. That's 1-800-247-0736. Again, that's 1-800-247-0736.
Abbey Woods wants you to visit their newly renovated facility. We are home to those who want to achieve the highest level of independence through healing and rehabilitation, working closely with your healthcare providers to create a personalized plan for you. There are several indoor and outdoor activities that we offer, such as yoga, Tai Chi, the Golden Games, and much more. Give us a call for more information. Stop by or visit our website. Abbey Woods is your home away from home.
Shooters never have two bad nights in a row. So I mean, I took pride in that game yesterday. I went home. I was very silent all night and pretty mad at myself. Got it back today and then just keep it rolling.
I said, "You ready tonight?" He goes, "Oh, I'll be ready tonight." And that's how he is. And I know he has a burner where he can hit 6 tonight, or he can, and he has that ability sometimes too when he gets in foul trouble. He's the type of guy that if he stays just in the flow and doesn't force anything, he'll be really effective down the line. He's just learning how to be consistent.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Brandon Zenner, just famous enough to be joined by men's basketball coach Sundance Wicks. The Griffons are winners of 3 straight with a pair of wins against NSIC schools last week. You win by 7 both nights, Friday against Winona and Saturday against Upper Iowa. Those are a pair of good teams, aren't they, Coach? A pair of good wins.
Familiar foes.
Yeah.
Played against them last year in NSIC. It was nice to have a couple of those games early this year with scouting reports that we could look back on last year. And then, obviously, the familiarity with that league was nice. So we did a pretty good job prepping for them. Upper Iowa had a lot of different faces than they had last year. Winona, a lot of the similar faces. So our guys went out and executed and just kept playing hard.
Now, let's start with that Winona game. You're down 5 with 6 to play. You didn't allow a field goal the rest of the way. 13 of 14 stops to end that game on defense. You guys showed a lot for it being such an early game on that side, on the defensive side.
Well, I really thought our guys executed what we wanted to down the stretch, which is to force them into tough contested twos. And then just guys rebounding and finishing possessions. I thought that was a big thing, the rebounding margin being a +10, and they were a bigger team than us. But we just played physical, and we kept fighting through and finishing out possessions. That's the key to late game situations, getting stops, and then you got to secure that rebound and not give a good team like that catch and shoot threes off old board kickouts.
Are they surprising you how good they're playing defensively so early?
What's not surprising is how hard they're playing, and I think a lot of times when you play hard, you make up for multiple mistakes. We're not perfect on the defensive side of the floor, and we'll watch film today, but we're really trying to get each other's back. I think they trust each other enough to help their guy out and make the next right play.
The first week of the Hall of Fame Classic, it was Levon Hightower who had 26 both nights. This time, he was in the double digits, but you have other guys stepping up. Jonathan had a career night on Friday for you guys. And then Saturday, Tyus, he got it all done. After having Levon go off last week, was it nice to see everybody get contributed this time around?
We're just finding our way. Guys are going to continue, roles are going to evolve, and stuff's going to develop for guys as the season goes on. And when we really lock down our rotation, I think guys will get more comfortable and they'll get better flow. But we told Levon, you don't have to do what you did late last year where you scored 30 points last 6 or 8 games of the season. He's going to be keyed on a lot. So a lot of our stuff's going to go through him, but he's going to be a distraction point for a lot of teams too. They're going to try to stop Levon, and when you start doing that, it frees up a lot of stuff for other guys. And they just got to step up and make plays, which they did this weekend.
And then in that Upper Iowa game, you get 22 points from Tyus Milholland. I think he had 12 there in the first couple minutes. He was firing from deep early on. Levon Hightower, another 16. 5 others with at least 5 points, but only 3 turnovers in that second half. You locked him down for 3. What was your biggest takeaway from that big win on Saturday?
Yeah, we had 9 turnovers in the first half, and that's, when you're giving teams extra possessions, and they weren't even forcing us into a lot of that stuff, once again, is unforced. And it's unforced because we still got guys trying to make first side force plays, or, trying to make tough plays when you got easy plays that can be made. And so the second half, we just calmed down. We got the ball reversed a little bit more and took care of the basketball. 3 turnovers in the second half. That we shouldn't have double-digit turnovers against teams that don't pressure you. That's just mental errors.
Now, I know you're not going to have all the answers because it's so early, but when Tyus can get going like that offensively, what can that do for this team, and especially that starting 5?
Well, it just allows us to stretch out the gaps. That's what we want. We don't want teams are really trying to pack it in on us right now because I don't think they believe we can shoot it, but we haven't shown our best shooting abilities yet. We're not shooting the ball at a high level right now, 41.2% I think on the season. And once we get up to 45, 46, 48, then it'll really open up our gaps and allow us to get into the lanes and puncture the heart like we want to. We've only been in the heart on average probably about 53, 54% of the time this year, and we want to be in there about 65% of the time. Get paint touches and make plays out of there.
Yeah, this weekend we really saw Tyrell Carroll. He had, I think it was 30 minutes that he played on Friday. How much of what you guys want to do is predicated on good guard play?
Well, I think guards make the world go round, and I think then bigs finish it. Guards really put you in a position to win the games, and then when you got good big guys that can make tough plays late in the paint, get big rebounds, guards can put. Everybody's got to be able to hit free throws down the stretch. And so, it's funny, Frenchie missed some free throws on Saturday night or Friday night, and then came back Saturday night and hit four big ones or 2 big ones down the stretch. Just those situations, the more we're in it, the more familiar they get with it, the more confidence they get out of it.
Now, first 3-game win streak for this program since December 2016. What do you like and not like from this team through 4 games?
Well, I just like that our defense is ahead of our offense, and then we have so much room to grow on the offensive side of the floor. And like I said, a lot of that's on me because I'm playing a lot of guys right now and trying to figure out combinations and what works. And then I've had to collect some data when it comes to player efficiency ratings and plus minuses, because sometimes there's guys you play that are just great connectors for you that may not be as extremely productive out there, but they make your offense move better. And so for us and the staff, it's watching these games. We'll go back to the teach tape today over the weekend and show our guys the corrections, the good stuff, the bad stuff. And then have a great week of practice preparing ourselves for the run up here in the future. Now, you've got a tough stretch coming up. 5 games in 10 days beginning Saturday in Rolla, Missouri, which you said today you don't even know where it's at. Yeah, I'm just not familiar with the whole Missouri stuff right now. I'm just worried about our guys, man. I'm just still learning St. Joseph. So we'll take the Pony Express down to Rolla and go see what we can do down there and just keep trying to play our next best level of basketball. We're trying to change our best every single day, every single practice. So come in a different team than we were this Saturday, next Saturday. Rolla, Quincy, St. Louis coming up. You're going to learn a little bit of geography. Yeah, we're kind of moving around the state, right? Yeah, it's good. Now, what do you expect to learn from these guys in these 5 games? 4 of them on the other side of the state. You coming into Liberty to face William Jewell in just less than 2 weeks. What do you want to learn from these guys? Well, I want them to learn the life on the road is hard. All right, and road kills aren't easy to come by. You got to play even tougher on the road. Just as much as you get the enthusiasm and the energy and from the crowd that we got at home, on the road you got to bring your own juice. That's where the BYOJ model comes into play. Our guys got to be juiced up, and they got to be pumped for each other, and they got to bring their own juice every single game, every single outing. So this 5-game road stretch is going to be great for us because it's going to show us what it's like, man, to live on the road and try to go out and get some wins out against some pretty tough opponents. Now, I know you guys are predicated on offense by getting to the rack, muddying up the game. But this weekend we saw the 3-ball come to life a little bit. Guys made 40%, 22 in all. Did you anticipate a better shooting week like that, or just what'd you make of the shooting from deep? We were trying to attack and we were trying to get downhill, and we just didn't get a lot of the fouls we got against Fairmont. I mean, we didn't get some of these touch fouls, and so you got to adjust to the way the game's being played. And when it's not your night, as far as getting fouls called and getting into the bonus, guys got to step up and make plays. That doesn't mean we still can't get into heart. We get in there and we draw 2 to kick to 3. But guys have to step up when we're not getting to the free throw line as much as we'd like to. I think Upper Iowa made more than we attempted on Saturday, and that's not. We like to make more free throws than our opponent attempts, and they made more than we even attempted. And then you said this week of practice you guys focus on yourself. What are you focusing on? Just really cleaning up our offensive side of the ball, just our fluidity, how we connect and how we move, and showing guys where the spaces are. I think we're trying to force a lot of stuff early and just getting them to understand, to trust what we do. Mm-hmm. It's just got to get more ingrained in it, and that's okay because that just takes time. If we're playing our best basketball now, we're in trouble in March. And so we want to be playing our best basketball in March. All right, now I feel like I've got to know you a little bit over the past 7 months, but I don't really know you. To do that, I'm going to put you through the gauntlet, a game I like to call Get to Know a Griff. Don't worry. I like this. Get to know a Griff. Yeah. There's no geography? No. The prompter says no geography. But this is good. Not my strong suit. But just answer these questions as quickly as you can in 30 seconds. Okay, right? Got it. Rapid fire. Play the music. We got music? Favorite basketball player? Favorite basketball player? Larry Bird. Favorite season you've ever played in? Favorite season I've ever played in? Probably the Presidio Park YMCA in San Francisco when we won my last City League championship when I was 33 years old. Best collegiate teammate? Best collegiate teammate? That's Steve Smiley for sure, man. That's my guy. Smiley and Sundance. Go-to breakfast? Go-to breakfast. Oh, Sammy's Omelet Shop with the Supreme Omelet with the béarnaise sauce on top of it with mushrooms. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. And then last we ran out of time, but who has better style, you or Will Martin? Will Jesus, for sure, man. I can't go against Will. He's got immaculate beard, great flowing locks. Look at me, man. I look like something that just came out of prison. He's definitely got better style than me. Yeah, and you're wearing a T-shirt. Yeah. You didn't get the memo. Famous enough. Oh, all right. Well, again, the Griffins hit the road for 5 games in 10 days, begin Saturday at S&T. Coach, thanks for stopping by. Best of luck in these games coming up. Now, coming up this weekend, first look at the Griffin women at home. They're 2-0 after a strong weekend. We sit down with Rob Evanson. Coming up next, you're watching Griffin Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KNPN. Oh, good.
Health insurance costs have more than tripled since 2001. It's frustrating and more than a little scary when someone you love gets sick. So many families have to not only worry about the illness, but the debt from getting better. All this month, we'll be showing you how to take control of healthcare costs. From getting your prescription cheaper to finding out how to get a hospital to cut the cost of surgery, we'll show you how to save money.
Green Hills, in cooperation with News Press Now and area school districts, is proud to announce Angela Claywell as Teacher of the Month.
What are you doing this weekend? Find out in St. Joe Live. Whether you're going out on the town or staying in to chill, St. Joe Live is the place to find things to do in your free time. Live music, movie reviews, TV listings, and art exhibits. These are just some of the things that St. Joe Live covers, so you know what's going on. St. Joe Live, your guide to the weekend and more, Thursdays in the St. Joseph News Press and online at stjoelive.com.
When it comes to fun,
you tell the truth.
Fallon always hits the spot. The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon!
Weeknights on NBC.
The intensity and the energy and the spirit of this Griffon football team, and it's going to continue to grow and become more and more powerful.
The toughest teams are the ones going to be the ones who get it done, because, I mean, I think I can honestly say it. I mean, we can honestly say last year we weren't probably the most talented, weren't the fastest, best shooting, most rebounding, but we were one of the toughest, and that's why we made it as far as we did.
The Griffons looked awfully tough this weekend. Western beats Upper Iowa and Southwest Minnesota out in Hays, Kansas to open the season with a pair of victories. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Brandon Zenner with women's basketball coach Rob Edmondson. Coach, 2-0. What were your takeaways from the weekend on the road in Hays, Kansas, despite the wind?
Yeah, it was windy out there. You know, it was a good start. Obviously, you know, it's early in the season and quality of play over 40 minutes is not there yet. The great thing is we got to start 2-0, and now we can go back and break down film and watch things and figure out where we got to get better. Obviously, we've got some areas that we really have to improve in before we get into conference play, but we want to be learning while we're winning, and that was a great thing about being 2-0.
Absolutely. Let's start with that opener. You opened the second half on an 18-0 run to beat Upper Iowa 67-58. I know you would have liked to finish with the margin around 20 or so, but 17 for Katrina Roenfeld, her first game back. 27 turnovers you forced, 16 for Sarah Ledbetter. That game for you, that you guys just kind of clicked as that one went on, right?
Well, we did. You know, we came out, we knew they were going to zone us, and they zoned us the whole game. And first half, we just didn't hit some threes that were wide open. And started the second half, we came out in a press and really forced them into some turnovers. And like I said, we got a 20-point lead and just, you know, weren't able to maintain it and push it on into the 30s. We did that both nights, and that's something we have to look to improve on. It's just, you know, when we get a lead, maintaining it and finishing the game.
Turning those, you made those turnovers into 28 points, 38 points in the paint. Is that the recipe for a Rob Edmondson team?
Well, you know, our offense is geared on getting the ball in the lane and then finding kickouts and finding post players, and you know, we feel like that our offense and our type of players, you know, transition play, and if we can get the ball in the lane a lot, we're going to have a lot of success.
And then for Saturday, you beat Southwest Minnesota 82-70. Again, you were up by 24 on them. You outscored them 25-12 in the second. Have an 11-0 run in the third. More defense, rebounding, huge margin in the paint, double-double for Katrina. 3 in double figures. Just talk to me about Saturday and that big second win of the year.
Well, again, you know, we played a team that tried to run with us, and they tried to press, and we took advantage of that, and then they eventually went and sat in the zone, and then we got stale a little bit, and again got a big lead and just weren't able to push it out the door like we'd like to. But we're getting some quality play out of kids that sat out last year. You know, now everybody understands why Katrina would have been a big part of our season last year. She's been our leading scorer in our exhibition games and in our first non-conference games. So we've got good depth. You know, we're spreading around. You know, we're scoring in the 70s, mid-70s, and having a lot of people contribute, you know, 6, 7, 8 points, and so our depth is good. We just got to learn to quit fouling and quit turning the ball over. If we get those two things done, we'll be pretty competitive.
I'll say it's more fun watching games in the 70s than last year. We were seeing games in the 40s on a nightly basis.
We knew if it got in the 50s, it was going to be tough.
Now, you got to see your new girls in action for the first time this weekend, Anastasia Johnson. She's starting big minutes for Olivia Usher, Simone Walker, Kylie Williams, Jill Rumpf. They played some. What did you see from those girls who are new to this team?
Well, I was pleased. You know, it's always a transition, whether it be coming from high school like Jill is, or like Nastash and Olivia, they're coming from junior college. It takes time to adjust to this level of play and the speed and the physicalness of the game. But again, we've got a lot of kids that are contributing minute-wise and being productive. And you know, Jill finally getting healthy enough that we got to play her a little bit this weekend, although she's missed almost 2 full weeks of practice. So only good things for her to come. And so far each night, that if we've had a kid that was good one night, not so much the next night, someone else has picked up that spot, and that's what our depth does for us.
Now, we've talked highly about Sarah Ledbetter coming into the season. You said she's in the best shape of her life. She looked great this week, and what can she be capable of if she's just playing at anywhere close to her best?
Well, you know, we feel like she's one of the best post players in the conference, and you know, from a minute standpoint, you know, she didn't get as many minutes second night because she got in foul trouble. So if she can stay out of foul trouble and we can keep her on the floor, she's just a tough matchup. She's just so strong and physical, and like I said, she's in the best shape of her life and doing some great things. So you know, the great thing is we've got depth at that position. So if we do get in foul trouble, we can survive it.
How about this team's chemistry? You guys have a lot of girls who aren't familiar playing with each other. You guys have been at it for just about a month now. Got 2 games, an exhibition under your belt. How are they dealing with coming together?
Well, you know, there's 2 types of chemistry. There's the chemistry that's back in the apartment where they all like each other and have fun, and there's that chemistry on the floor. And I think early in our first 2 games, you could see that a little bit. Maybe just not knowing what someone else on the floor is doing, where they're going, you know, and we missed some connections because we just haven't played that much together yet. And I just think as this team keeps growing with each other and keeps playing and it starts to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, I think this team has a chance to be a competitive team.
And then you guys are gonna hit the road on Tuesday. You're going to travel to Truman State. I know that's when you guys will want to get back. Last week you played that game with just 8 girls.
Yeah.
A season to go. You didn't have the soccer player, Paige Phipps, quite on your team yet. Then home at the Looney for the first time for a basketball game. Regis coming to town. Missouri Western basketball. We're looking forward to following you all year long, and great to have you back.
Well, we appreciate it, and if we can stay healthy, I think we're going to have a great year.
I think so too. Again, Missouri Western in action on the road Tuesday before making their home appearance for the first time on Saturday. Thanks for joining me, Coach. Best of luck this weekend and all season. Make sure to head over to newspressnow.com all season long for all the best Western content. Join us next week as we prepare for a busy weekend in town for the women and recap another week on the hardwood. You've been watching Griffon Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KNPN.